Hi, welcome to Hindustan Times. As India battles the second surge in COVID-19 cases, the Indian diaspora has been watching in horror from afar. The last 1 month has seen heartbreaking scenes playing out on TV channels of people dying outside hospitals due to lack of oxygen beds, people queuing up outside overcrowded crematoriums for the last rites of their loved ones. Hospitals in Delhi, in fact, continue to send desperate SOS calls for oxygen supplies, warning that patients are at risk. Today, we are joined by 6 South Asian students at US universities who have stepped in to make a difference. I'd like to start with you, Shyamli. All of you have come together to mobilize a fundraiser to help Indians in distress. Take us through what you achieved so far.
Yeah, thank you. So we've been very heartened by all the support that we've gotten from across the country here in the US. So we've raised a total of rupees 2.6 crore in less than 2 weeks that we plan to divert primarily to medical supply shortages that are so gaping in India right now. We do expect that this kind of need disbursement will evolve over time, but at the moment, our first funds will be going to fund NGOs like Save Life Foundation, Doctors for You, and Rural Healthcare Foundation to help bridge some of the oxygen gaps across the country. We have 35 incredible student organizations on board from over 25 universities in the US, although the list is growing, and many, many donors that have been very generous helping channel these resources in the ground.
Can you take us through how you're making these fundraisers work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, technology has played an incredible role in this. I just imagine how this would have happened even 2 decades ago. So we were able to roll this out very quickly using the Give India platform, as well as WhatsApp and all the training we got in Zooming the last year. So we've been using tools like that to collaborate across all these universities. And it's been all the dedication and commitment of the student leaders that has really made this happen. Basically, we keep it decentralized. We reach out to our university networks and just work together and kind of show a united front that we want to help and be of trusted souls.
Priyank, you want to take us through what motivated you all to begin this fundraiser? I mean, where did the thought come from? How did it all begin?
Sure. First of all, thanks, Aditi, for helping us spread the word. A couple of weeks ago, we were watching this over the news building up, and I got a call from my mom around 2:30 in the night in Indian time, saying that things are going really badly, and like they had lost a couple of friends. Both my parents, so like my dad was in the Indian Army, he retired, and they're like now settled in Gurgaon. So when I heard that, and as natural as it is, like I wasn't able to sort of focus on my research here. So I thought I need to do something about it. And within the hour, I set up a GoFundMe page, created whatever, logo I could with my design skills I have as an engineer, and started the fundraiser. Just trying to, initially we had a target of about $100,000, and word spread in quick and fast. And within like 16 hours, the next day, Shyamli reached out to me that, they are doing something similar. And, we thought like we had great alignment in terms of what we wanted to do and what our motivations were. So we joined forces, and the rest is history.
None of you knew each other. You just came together for this initiative.
Yes. We haven't even met each other yet. We've just
except on Zoom calls.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to back Priyank up on what he said. It was just a feeling of helplessness and desperation and not knowing what to do and how to help. And actually, all these connections have been very serendipitous. A friend connected somebody to somebody, and then we got plugged into the Slack group, and now there's 100 messages every night about what to do and how to do it. And it's been tremendous to see everyone come together so well. And if there's this tiny silver lining out of this process, it's the fact that I've gotten to know all these people who've been incredibly motivated and trying hard to do the best we can.
Speaking and looking at it from afar, what are your recommendations for how India should move ahead?
We are seeing a systemic failure in the health infrastructure currently. And I guess the only way to kind of bridge the gap, which is so stark, especially even in the urban and rural divide, is for the central government and the state government to kind of collaborate and coordinate their efforts to ensure equitable access to healthcare. And especially with the vaccine rollout now and the TRIPS waiver by the US, I think there needs to be a lot more effort in getting to even the pockets of India where people do not have access to healthcare, medical supplies, and this scarcity has been seen across cities and villages in India. And I guess as citizens, we need to stay at home and take as much precautions as we can. We need to be able to spread information which is data and science backed to ensure and to curb misinformation regarding the vaccine or the pandemic. And I guess coming together at this point becomes really, really important to kind of set aside biases and just work as citizens of a country to help us get out of this pandemic. And a lot more support for our frontline workers who are working day in and day out at the point of like burnout. So I guess there needs a lot more collective effort in ensuring that there is equitable access and protection.
As opposed to a lot of the developed countries and especially the United States, where you are, I mean, leaving aside the anti-vaxxers and their cause, a lot of people have just taken the vaccine and life seems to be going back to normal, limping back to normal. I would not say going back, limping back to normalcy and looking at opening up and things like that. But in India, there's still a lot of vaccine hesitancy. What is the message that you would like to give to your fellow citizens at this time of crisis on vaccine hesitancy?
But I would like to urge everybody to do their research, and if the vaccine is available, to sign up to take it, because to be as careful as possible and sign up to go take the vaccine when it's available.
How have you distributed the funds that you've collected so far? Have you been able to distribute a part of it, and in what manner? Priyank?
Sure. Yeah. So we have dispersed 1 crore of our funds through our partner Give India to 3 NGOs, Doctors for You, Save Life Foundation, and there's this Rural Foundation, which serves like Kolkata. In the next set of disbursements, we are planning on increasing both the scope of geography in our disbursements as well as the causes we want to support going forward. Simultaneously, we want to also have like some funds for local NGOs, which might not be, like whose fundraisers might not be featured on, but who have reached out to us, who's asking for help or specific need support. So that's all going to be taken up in the next few weeks.
How else do you feel the Indian diaspora can contribute in sort of this ongoing second surge and the situation that India is finding itself in?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Aditi, for your question. I guess, first of all, there's only so much that people can do from the US because we're so far away. And one way to support is, of course, join hands in efforts like these, like raising funds that can be used back home to sort of buy resources and even distribute them. The other way is also to help us and also help the community to identify local NGOs. I know that we come from different cities, but then people in the US are from all over, even in India. And there's very localized efforts that are going on. And we would, of course, love to support that. So identifying those and sending help that way is a great way that the US diaspora can help everyone in that front. And finally, also, I guess this might, it's a small thing, but just being available for your folks back home in India in different time zones, in different ways that we can, I think that's also goes a long way.
Are you planning to collect more funds towards with this initiative? You managed great things in 2 weeks. How do you plan to take this initiative forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all wish that this fundraiser didn't have to exist, but we're hopeful and we're committed to going as long as the needs exist on the ground. I think needs will evolve. Right now, they're, I think, most acute in medical supply shortages, but we'll see them change as kind of the pandemic keeps going on and its effect on the poor and vulnerable in particular. So we're hopeful when there are such dark times, we have seen that there is enormous empathy and desire to give. And we're also, I think, drawing a lot of strength from all the tireless individuals working on the ground. We're just one of many initiatives working on one aspect of this this crisis, but I think even if we can make a small difference, then it would have been worth it. So we'll keep going.